Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a video today to share with you of my completed project of 25 Gifts of Love. This was my Advent project from Bythewell4God for this year, and I made all these cards for each individual day of the devotional, the 25 Gifts of Love. This is what the cover of the devotional looked like that I was using. And every day just had a separate entry. And I made this box. This was actually an old Tim Holtz Alterations box. And I just painted it white and added these stickers from the printable items. And I just put those around the outside. They look like postage stamps. And I put a piece of pattern paper down in the bottom just to line it, and I had just painted it with a couple layers of gesso. So this is the start of my flip through. All of these days have a pocket and have a journaling card or a tag or something in there, and I'm just using the printables and just the devotional kit, all of the coordinating items that you can get in the shop to go with this kit, with the exception of a few journaling cards and tags. Everything that I used came from that kit, and I'm just showing you here. This part that flips out was actually part of the kit. It was a journaling card, and I just made a hinge there with some washi tape, and I had added a tab on the side so that it would be a little flip, and then on the inside of the pocket I just included a little tag with a prayer on there. And that was day 3. And day 4, if you pull off this little clip that comes in the kit, then you open it up and there's a lot of scripture, and I typed the scripture directly onto the inside of the card because there was so much of it I wanted to include. And then on the back side has this little pocket, and I used the prayer pocket stamp set to make these little tags, and I used the watercolor card, and I just painted around the outside, and on the back of those little tags just have some prayers tucked away in that little pocket. And this is day 5, I believe. I used the Faith Tracker stamp set, which I know I'm going to use this stamp set a lot. I just love it, and the check mark from one of the other stamps, and I just marked that it was, day 5. And then moving on to day 6 has another little pull out here that I just decorated with some washi tape across the top. And on that one I wrote the definition of the word steadfast, just because I wanted to include that on there. Day 7 again has one of those journaling cards, and I just made a little flip out for it, but on the opposite side this time. And I just love the little coffee cups. I just thought they were so cute. But so I wanted to use both sides of that card, and so that's how I managed that. And then again with a little journaling card that's a Project Life card in there, and this little paper clip that goes behind the day number 7 tag there just holds it all together and keeps it closed. Moving on to day 8, this is a little tab that I used a die cut, and somehow I got it kind of stuck in the glue, so I had to pull on it a little bit there, but it does come out. And that's just got a prayer on there, and then the scripture is on the back. And I tried to keep everything cohesive in one sense with this whole kit, in that the main scripture that we were focusing on for that day I have typed out, and then any of the other scriptures that were referenced and I wanted to include those, I've handwritten those on journaling cards or tags or whatever, and those are generally inside the pocket. And this is day 10, and that's a scripture that I wrote out and just put a little tab on there so that it just makes it a little bit easier to pull out of those pockets. And you can see that had 2 scriptures on the back that I wanted to use. And day 11, actually this is the one that has the tags also. This is from the prayer pocket set also, and I used the one that had the reference, so there's room for the Bible journal, and I just wrote out, there was a lot of verses in this day that were referenced, and I wanted to include as many of them as I could, and so I just wrote them all out, and I used the watercolor card to decorate, to paint around the outside of those tags. And then I just tied them together kind of back to back and wrote out all of the scriptures that were in there. And then here I used the printable set for that tag to pull that out. This is day 13, and it has another tag from the printables that I just cut out and tucked in there. Some die cuts there on the back. And day 14, I love that little hedgehog. I think he's so cute. And it's got a tag there at the top also. Some days I have tags, some days I have journaling cards. It just depended on the day and how much space I needed. And that tag that right there that said faith on the bottom, that also was from the printables. So I used a combination of the printable items, the digital items, and the items that came in the kit. And here I used some of that pattern paper that I had put on sticker paper, clear sticker paper, just to decorate the front of that card. And day 17, this is a look at that. They're, all really the same. Again, they have a tag or a pocket or, journaling card in the top. And I just loved the coffee themes in this one. I'm a big coffee drinker, so those little coffee cups were just so cute to me. Day 19, I used the row house rubber stamps for that. You can purchase that go with the kit. And here I'm showing you some acrylic Christmas trees that I glued on there. But this row house stamp set is just so, so cute. And it's got all the little pieces to make your scene. And I just stamped that out on different pieces of pattern paper and adhered them to make the patterns of the different houses on there. And it was a little time consuming, but it was a lot of fun. I like doing that kind of thing. Here's another journaling card that's just tucked in there with a prayer for day 20. And day 21, I had to use the little Gigi girl. She's just so cute. That was in the digital items. Another little prayer on that card. And day 22, another little journaling card with some prayers, extra scripture on there. Again, I tried to keep the idea of each of these cards pretty similar just to make it a little bit easier so I wasn't reinventing the wheel every time I sat down to do my studies for that day. And again, this one has a little clip on there that's holding this together, and it just flips open. There's a good amount of scripture that I wanted to include, so I just typed that out and decorated the inside. And then on the back I have 2 more scriptures that I wanted to include, and so I just wrote those out, and then this little clip will hold all that together. There's actually a process video, I think, for this card on my channel. And day 4, another little Gigi girl. She's just so cute. And a tag, and that's the scripture on the back side. And finally, day 25, where it says his bride. That was actually one of those journaling cards as well, and just flipped it on its side and used it for the title. And then I have a journaling card back here. Then I just stapled one of the little die cuts to it for a tag, or for tabs to make it easier to pull out. And here's a look at that box that houses all of my cards, and I think those postage stamps are just so cute. So it's kind of a chunky little thing, which is how I like it, but anyway, they all just fit here in this little box with all the little fringe and bows hanging off of it, and that's my project. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.